Hi, nice to meet you.
Hello, nice to meet you.
What's your name?
My name is Anais.
We're going to be asking you a few questions in regards to Fique, which is a clothing brand that has EMF protective clothing.
Mhm.
So the first question is, are you aware of what EMF is? Electromagnetic frequencies.
Now I am.
How many devices do you have?
Does cameras count as a device?
Mhm.
Then 3.
3.
Mhm.
And does your camera emit Wi-Fi?
Yes.
And do you think mobile phones, laptops, cell phone towers, etc., have harmful impacts?
Yes, definitely.
Have you felt any difference when you're around, say, for example, a cell phone tower, a Wi-Fi router, or your mobile?
Yes. I am someone that can be very sensitive to energy in general. And for some reason, when it comes to any technology, I always feel very drained. Even if I'm not active on it, but it's close to me, I feel quite exhausted.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what EHS is, which is electromagnetic hypersensitivity?
No.
It's basically a type of it's a term that's used for people who are very sensitive to these frequencies. Would you buy EMF or EHS protective clothing?
Yes.
And has technology integrated clothing sound intriguing to you?
Yeah.
So if we have, say, for example, a heart rate monitor built into a jacket like that.
A heart rate monitor. If I was working out, then yeah.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever felt a headache when utilizing any wireless device?
Yeah, obviously.
And how frequent do you think you get these headaches when you're near these devices?
All the time. Like as soon as I open my laptop or I open any device, I instantly feel quite tired. I already feel like I've done a lot more work.
Mm-hmm.
And I usually tend to start my mornings without these devices, and so I can see the instant difference as soon as I open it because I feel so good, and then I get instantly like very, very tired.
Do you believe in EHS or EMF sensitivity?
Yes.
Do you think doctors are aware of EHS?
I'm sure there are some that are aware, but I'm sure it's not as popular as it could be.
So EHS sort of impacts different people in different ways. For some people, it's very severe where they have to sort of go into the mountains or nature to be away from all of this. And for some people, it's something simple as a headache. What can we do to prevent EHS?
I mean, live more grounded lives overall. And I mean, also, technology is progressive, whether it's designing things to create protection from technology or it's technology itself progressing. And I think it's very important to try and find ways that we can make technology more compatible to our natural states of being.
Mm-hmm.
And already creating brands like this is a way to cooperate with what the reality is. And over time, hopefully, the cooperation is already integrated with the devices and with the fashion, so we don't have to create two worlds trying to work together. It's just one world that works.
Mm-hmm. How has your life been impacted by EHS? Is there anything specific you'd like to share with everybody when you are sort of around these frequencies?
I think overall, it's very. So I'm a photographer and I work a lot on post production, which is something I really love to do. But it's always challenging because my body doesn't like it. My eyes get exhausted, I get a headache, my body already feels very drained just by being so focused at a screen. And I think I always have to compromise my love for the production, for the work, for the art, and for the creation with these types of devices. And I've actually been thinking recently, like, how can we find ways to do post-production work that isn't so exhausting, that feels more authentic?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's something that I have to practice so regularly, but it's exhausting always.
Where do you think the most EMF is emitted from?
Phones?
Phones is one of the areas, but in basically urban areas, it's mostly the cell phone towers, and especially 5G, which is a very new technology, which has millimeter waves, and that is basically like being in a microwave.
Wow.
Do you think EHS impacts mental health?
Of course. Of course.
Were you aware of the harmful impacts of EMF prior?
To a degree. Like, it's always something that people are aware about. Within my community, we express how we open something. And not only is it the frequencies, but it's also the apps that can exist on these devices.
Mm-hmm.
And never have I heard anyone open their phone and feel like, oh, I just feel so refreshed now. You know, everyone has a self-awareness of their own personal impact, but I haven't seen it broadcasted too frequently on news platforms or through education. And I think it's something people are aware about, but it hasn't been so concretely publicized.
And what is your thoughts on energy-based medicine?
Which would be an example?
Say, for example, if we are healed by means of a frequency, because some frequencies are harmful and some frequencies actually heal us.
Well, I love that, and I believe in it wholeheartedly. And like, I personally am someone that I feel like the more natural things are in my personal case, the more they help me heal. So even things like water, having a shower, drinking water, I already feel totally transformed. However my energy is, I already feel like that in itself is a healing entity. Same with grass, you know, you can smell grass and remember things you didn't know you had forgotten about. So many beautiful, positive realizations. So I definitely believe in that and would advocate for that.
There's something called scalar waves, which is a type of frequency. Are you aware that our bodies have an aura?
Yes.
And that is, in terms of, let's say, science, is called scalar waves. So we have an energy field around us. And sometimes when we are emotionally hurt or any other wound, then they're energy wounds that get stuck in that aura. So it's sort of, at Fique, what we do is also conduct research and development into energy healing ways of healing people.
Wow.
Are you aware of the chakra system?
Yes.
So that's another way of explaining things in the energy sense. So what is if you were to describe the most positive energy you've experienced in your life, what would that be?
Love.
Love. And the most negative?
Resistance.
And if everything were to be sort of put in this device that sort of detects the energy field of a person and sends healing frequencies to that person, how does that idea sound to you?
I love it. But also, I think it's important to sometimes honor the lower frequencies because we are humans. So I'm someone that I've committed a lot of my time to meditation and yoga. And when I first started my journey, I was so constantly chasing a perfect frequency, but more so also allowing myself to sometimes feel grief or sadness or these emotions is more freeing. So that's why I said resistance, because sometimes I'll feel a certain way, but I want to output all the positive things, but there's a resistance in allowing myself to be.
Have you ever felt in your life that say, for example, there's a person on the other side of the planet and you felt a connection with them, or like a phone call, basically, but not an actual phone call, but just a connection phone call.
So many times, yes.
So that's also another way to explain scalar waves, that our brains are natural scalar wave emitters. So we're like the antennas, and there's a receiver somewhere.
Wow.
Is there anything else you would like to add to tell the world about how they can protect themselves from the harmful impacts of EMF?
Know your boundaries. Know how to come back to yourself when your boundaries may have been crossed. And respect your energy as if it's your own child. You know, don't try and compromise for it. Your energy is very important.
And what are, say, for example, 5 tips you would want to recommend to people to sort of take care of their energetic well-being?
Be in nature. Express and understand when you feel lost through love. Just connect within the love you have in yourself, and that helps me find clarity a lot of the time. Honor stillness. Listen to everything and just try not to judge it. Enjoy how life is and how life can be. And lastly, sometimes just let things be. Don't try and always understand everything. And in that, you will feel so much more free.
Thank you very much, Anais.
Thank you.